Very glad to see you. This video I'd like to dedicate to Chernobyl, because today, the 26th of April, and this is the day when the accident happened in 1986, exactly 36 years ago. I know it very well because I am 36 years old, and I was born just before the Chernobyl accident happened on the 7th of April in 1986. Today, all over Ukraine, we have traditionally commemorations, and we remember Chernobyl. Hello, Kevin, Maria, Jahan, Joal, Sonia, John. Thank you. I'm fine. I hope you are fine too. Hi, guys. So we are talking about Chernobyl today because today is the day when the accident had happened 36 years ago. This is the biggest nuclear accident, the biggest nuclear disaster in the human's history. It's even a very important historical event, right? Is there anyone, guys, older than Chernobyl? Older than the Chernobyl happened? Anyone who remembers how it happened? Maybe you can share with us. Yeah, meanwhile, I will just let you know that basically I am a Chernobyl guide. And before the war, that was my main work. I wish I could, stream today from the Chernobyl exclusion zone, like sometime like 2 years ago, but it's not really possible because we have the war and some other things happening around here. So into the description of this video, I have put the link to the list of videos that I already published on my YouTube channel last year, 2 years ago, about Chernobyl, that I filmed myself, edited myself. And there are different topics. Like there you will find out, how tour guides take the tourists to Chernobyl, what is left over there, about nature that recovered, about people who still live in Chernobyl exclusion zone. We call them resettlers, who came back despite being evacuated, and other information. So of course, right now the situation there is a little bit different. So what has changed is that when the war started in Ukraine, when Russia attacked Ukraine, this Chernobyl exclusion zone was the main gate for Russian troops to invade Ukraine in the direction of the capital of Kiev. Chernobyl is only 120 kilometers away from Kiev, Chernobyl nuclear power plant. It's like in the north from Kiev, very close to Belarus. Basically, the exclusion zone borders Belarus, and in Belarus they have their own exclusion zone, a big piece of land that was contaminated. Russians have thrown missiles next to the biggest nuclear plant. I guess this happened, yes. So far, the information is that the nuclear power plant is not damaged. So you can breathe, now. But when they attacked Ukraine in February, so they hijacked the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which is, of course, is not working anymore, which means it's not producing electricity anymore, but it's still full of very radioactive materials. There is a storage of spent fuel over there, 2 of them. And of course, the news, it's not good that they controlled it. But looks like they didn't harm the nuclear power plant, really. Like Kiev is not affected by radiation, but the danger, was real. And the fact that some, tanks, armed people can just come and hijack the nuclear power plant is very disturbing. And another nuclear power plant that they hijacked was in the south of Ukraine. So 2 nuclear power plants were under control of the Russians. Now Chernobyl is given back to Ukrainians. It's under control of Ukrainian soldiers and so on. Yes, and this is the truth that the levels of radiation spiked after Russian occupation. One of the reasons why, because they were digging the ground over there, and they were moving there on their vehicles, and they were just disturbing the land. So the thing is that when the reactor exploded, there was a leakage of radioactive particles into the air, and they were like just now going up into the atmosphere. They were taken by the wind to various places, and then it was falling on the ground. So 36 years ago, the main danger was coming from the air. These radionuclides were falling down from the air. Right now, this radiation, like it's in the soil, it's in the ground. So the exclusion zone, it's huge territory. As far as I remember, it's 2,600 square kilometers of land, which is officially contaminated. The source of radiation is in the ground. Yes, all over the exclusion zone, there are burial sites where this, something radioactive is kept, it's concentrated, but mostly it's just kept in the soil, in the ground. Because when the accident happened, there were two ways how to deal with radiation. They had been washing what they could wash, like concrete buildings, asphalt roads, but what they couldn't wash, they just put into the ground. Like personal belongings of people, for example, like domestic and wild animals that were purposely killed and buried in the soil, like wooden buildings, or just the forest, which is nicknamed red forest because it turned red because of too much of radiation. The trees died and they were just put into the soil. And what Russians did, they were digging the trenches in this soil, releasing radionuclides into the atmosphere, which is bad. Luckily, it did not influence the environment around the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And I can prove it even to you because this is what I've got with me, and I had it with me all the time. I still have it with me all the time. This is a Geiger counter, the dosimeter that with the same dosimeter the tour guides in Chernobyl work. This is not a professional one. This is for domestic use. Even you can buy it. It costs like about $200. This one is produced in Ukraine. And we tour guides, we use it in Chernobyl because, even though it's unprofessional, but it's enough to understand what is the level of radiation. This shows gamma radiation. And, when I check it, yes, I turn it on, it shows me right now 0.10 microsieverts per hour only. So this is normal level of radiation. Why it's not 000? Because this level of radiation does not exist anywhere, guys. Even you are radioactive. So where you are, there is radiation. Even you yourself is radioactive because inside of our muscles, in our body, we have the element which is radioactive. It is called potassium-40. And now it's even a little less, 0.09. So the main radiation that we have on the soil, it's coming not really from cell phones, but from just from the sun, from the space. This is why when you fly on the airplane, you are exposed to radiation. Did you know this or not? Yeah, the church is still standing in Kiev. Yes, the churches in Kiev were not hit. So if on the ground, the normal level of radiation will be 0.1, 0.2 is fine, 0.3 is already the highest limit. So on the plane, you will have about 2 point something, even 3 point something microsieverts per hour. Yes, so on the plane, it will be higher. And how radiation works, if you approach the source of radiation, the level goes higher. Yeah, you go further from the source and it drops back down. So in Kiev, there was no spike of radiation. Luckily, yes, we can breathe with relief that nothing really, that happened for you guys, for example. Yes, in terms of radiation. So Lone West knows about radiation on the plane. So when we used to take people to Chernobyl, we always compared the dose that you usually receive per 1 day in the zone to the dose that you receive per 1 hour on the plane. So basically, 1 day in the exclusion zone with the tour guide like me equals to 1 hour on the plane. At least used to be like this, because right now, obviously, there are no tourists in the exclusion anymore. We are not sure when people will be allowed to come back. Of course, first of all, the war has to be stopped here, which means Russians need to be defeated. For this, please arm Ukraine now. And later, there should, first of all these mines that can be over there should be found, and the territory should be demined, because now it's contaminated not only with the radiation but as well with explosives, with missiles, with mines. And after this should be the situation should be controlled in terms of radiation, because before there was a lot of control, a lot of rules. So the visits to Chernobyl exclusion zone were really safe. We knew which is the level of radiation. There were the special machines that were measuring the level of radiation all over the places. They had been working 24/7. There was a super laboratory over there, which is now unfortunately looted by Russians. They had stolen something, lol, that they have stolen even some control things for radiation. Like, to calibrate the device like this, you need something like a piece of radiation that exposes the same level of radiation all the time. So this is how you check the device. So they have stolen those things. Yeah, lol. Nice souvenir from Chernobyl. Burn in hell, Russians, for doing all of your crimes here. Yeah, so all of that needs to be rechecked, controlled, cleaned. It's a lot of work to be done over there. A lot. Like everywhere else in Ukraine. What else? What would I like to tell you about is that I had this Geiger counter with me just in case if they do something bad. Kevin says, would love to tour Chernobyl when the war is over and have you as our guide. That would be big pleasure for me, really. This is my dream, probably, the situation to be okay again in Ukraine, the peace to be back to Ukraine, and for me to be back to Chernobyl, because I really am fascinated by this place. And if you check my videos about Chernobyl, maybe you will feel my love about this place. So the story is that 2 years ago, my husband Sergei, he was on maternity leave, which means he was staying with the children, and me, most of the days, I was in the exclusion zone working as a tour guide. And I loved my work. This is why Sergei, he stopped working as a journalist for 2 years. Yes, during 2 years, I was, the one who had been working as a tour guide in Chernobyl, and he was staying with the children. That was his main work. But then COVID happened, and the situation with tourism became not really good everywhere in the world. And last year, what happened? I got pregnant. Surprisingly, yes, such an old woman, and yeah, this happened to me, to us. I found out that I'm pregnant when I was already 2 months pregnant with Darina, I had to quit my Chernobyl work. And the fact that Darina is such a beautiful and healthy baby proves that, being in Chernobyl is not that dangerous in terms of radiation. If you know the rules, how to behave, not to put yourself into danger. Yes, and if you are over there with the guides, you'll be fine. But anyway, you know, if you are pregnant, it's better not to go. Even though I went, but but anyway, this is probably the only reason. Like only if you're pregnant, you are not advised, and if you are less than 18 years old, in this case, you are not allowed to go to Chernobyl. By the way, how is Darina and where is she? Let's check, because as you can see, I'm back in the shelter where I spent the night with my children. So I was in the corridor because I wanted to show myself a smart tour guide who knows something about Chernobyl, and I'm back to my children and to the shelter. Yeah, so this is our bed. Kids are playing, and here is Darina. Here is our Darinочка. Darin. You see, she's singing a song. Darina tolerating her solid food well, more or less. So she is tolerating only rice porridge with milk, like powder porridge. Everything else she is not tolerating, like fruits, no. Nothing else. Yes, only rice porridge with milk. She is growing really fast. Yes. Hey, big baby now. So coming back to the topic. So Chernobyl was the biggest nuclear tragedy that Ukraine had and the world had. Of course, when Russians are launching the missiles towards the nuclear power plants, that is, you know, very risky, and that makes us think about possibility of another huge nuclear tragedy, especially if you think that in the south of Ukraine we have the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe. So this is not a joke, you know. And of course, probably you've heard that Russia is always threatening the world with their nuclear arms. And I take this seriously. Like everybody else, like I hope he will not, and I think he will not because he shouldn't, because it's not logical. But I was saying the same before the war, that starting this war for Putin, attacking Ukraine for Russia is not logical, it's not good, it's stupid, it's nonsense. But nevertheless, he did it, and now so many nonsense, damages and destruction and death and sufferings are happening in Ukraine because of this. So this is why I take it seriously. I just wanted to show you that in the first days after Russian attack, I bought this in the pharmacy. Well, basically, this is what you better have anywhere in the world if you are just have it in you at home. This is iodine, yes, iodine tablets. Something you should take because one of the elements that is most probably released, most probably will be released from the after the accident will be this radioactive iodine 131, and it is absorbed by your thyroid. So what you do in the first hours after the accident, you take iodine pills and you swallow it, so you protect your thyroid. Your thyroid is filled with with stable, not radioactive iodine, so it will not absorb any radioactive iodine. Yeah, because otherwise, if you don't fill it with this iodine stable, your thyroid will absorb all of radioactive iodine, and in this case, the Geiger counter, you will approach your thyroid with the Geiger counter, and this will be beeping, it will show you elevated levels of radiation. So I take it seriously. I bought these pills. I hope they will not be needed for any of us. But I took the big bottle, so for all of people around me. That was the only bottle that I could find, by the way. There is not much of iodine, and this is basically is sold like vitamins, Okay, what else I wanted to show you guys? That we take seriously, kind of seriously, this threat of chemical attacks by Putin. And this is why we have like a lot of drinking water, and we have two bottles with. Well, this looks funny. I don't think it will help us, but here we have like acid of lemon in this bottle with the water, and here with soda. So in case of like two types of chemical weapon, we have this water. Why to put it into a mask? Yes, to make the mask wet and breathe through this. And for each of us, I have, where is this? Where is that? I used to have the mask. And now I don't know where is the mask, so I'm not prepared. No, I am. So here is my backpack, and in the backpack I have the masks, like respirators. Well, not perfect, but good enough. Respirator in case of chemical attack or nuclear attack. Surreal. I remember how before the war I was filming a video like how I prepare my backpack, emergency backpack in case of the Russian attack. Yeah, baking soda water, yes, check. And I was like having fun, you know, like I didn't really think that I will need those backpacks, but it's good that I had it. Elena, I hope you are able to sleep. Well, I have some problems with sleeping. Is it on my face? Can you see that I'm not sleeping well? But I try. What else I wanted to show you? Darina, will you go with me? Now maybe the connection will disappear from some time, for some time, because I will take you to another room to show you something interesting. Anderson Cooper is reporting from Kiev. Really? Oh, I'm back. You see? Sorry for disconnection. Okay, so we are in another room. In the first weeks after the war started, I'm back in this room. This room was filled with people. This room was full of people, and these were people with the dogs. So this was the room for people with animals. And here we have two toilets, by the way, yes, like this. Two toilets and the water, even hot water. But the reason why I brought you to this room now is that these parts of the shelter have such, wooden suitcases. And I was wondering what is inside. And of course, as a journalist, I had to look inside, and I did. And guess what I have found inside of these wooden suitcases? Guess what is inside of these all suitcases, like boxes? What is inside of the boxes? No idea. No idea one. No idea two. Water? No. Blankets? No. Cookies? That would be cool. No. Gas masks? Jack. Dwight Dickinson, guys. Yes. You're right. Let's try it. Check it. So we open the box. And in this box, we have the old gas mask, like really old ones. Here you go, in the old bags. You see? Here you are. Where is it, Darinka? Here you go. You see the gas mask. Now you see this is the gas mask, yes? So we are super prepared in the shelter for any kind of Putin's attack. So in this box, we have the old masks, and in the other room, we have the new box, a new gas mask, but in this room, the connection is bad. It disappears. So over there, oh no, now I can show it here, more gas masks in the new boxes in better condition. So, yeah, why gas mask can be useful in case of the nuclear attack? It doesn't really save you from radiation because it will not let you breathe in the sources, the radionuclides themselves, into your body, which is the most dangerous situation. Yes. So, and theoretically, you can be evacuated, and the damage to your health will be much, much less than if you breathe in or ingest or inhale the radionuclides. Would you rather be the richest person in the world or the war in Ukraine stops? Take. I want the war in Ukraine to stop. So many people sacrifice their lives just, to stop the war. Money is really nothing. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, good to have those gas masks. Yes, save one for me. Come and join me, Jack. Come to Ukraine. I mean, Anderson Cooper, he arrived in Ukraine. The thing is that, you see, I didn't watch his show of Anderson Cooper. No. So I even don't know how he found me. Ew. Yeah, but I don't mind. Basically, I knew that he was coming because they let me know that he is coming, and if everything goes okay, if they have time, I don't know, but we plan to meet. At least Anderson is invited to my home for a cup of coffee with his team, and of course it will be my pleasure to talk to him. Somebody is coming. Who is there? A big monster is coming. One-leg monster. Katya, что ты на один ноге? So for some reason she is only in one shoe and the other shoe is missing. Katya, де твій капець? Кися. For some reason, and now Taras brought her another shoe.
Та він валяється постійно, ця штука біла повертає. Тому я прийшла в одну.
Every building has a mask. No, not every building has a mask. Уроки? Oh my god. Katya said that we need to do homework, mommy. I forgot about her homework. So next week, Miss Crocodile has her birthday on the 4th of May. She has her birthday. We had a very kind of funny conversation with kids yesterday. Like we have a tradition. If Katya has, for example, a birthday, she receives like a big present. But Taras, he is like jealous, so he receives a smaller present too. So there is one main present for the birthday girl or for the birthday boy. And yes, and more presents. And more presents, like another two presents, one for birthday girl or boy, and another one is for his sister or brother. So like the birthday child receives, receives 2 presents, and her brother or sister, yes, receives 1 present. This is how it works. So they were deciding what kind of presents they want to have. And yeah, Katya's birthday is on the 4th too, on the 4th of May. Taras said, can I order on my birthday that Putin dies? And Katya said, let's better him die for my birthday, because my birthday comes sooner. So the biggest present that my children want to have is Putin to die, because they believe this will stop the war. They just want peace back to Ukraine.
Да, і дачу. І дачу
Jake is spamming me with one question. Olena, what is your favorite food? Very persistent. What is your favorite food? Well, I like sweets a lot. You know, sweet food a lot. And ой-ой-ой, что такое? Darina likes milk, that's for sure. Well, I like sushi, Japanese sushi, which is kind of popular situation in Ukraine. So when we have birthdays or a party, we usually order pizza and sushi. Me and Taras, we like sushi. Katya likes pizza a lot, and me and Taras, we just like everything and pizza too.
Я тільки піцу їм. Сусі я не їм.
Jake, why are you asking what is my favorite food? Why are you asking about this?
Малючок.
Yeah, Neta also loves sweets and sushi and pizza. Yeah, pizza, sushi. It's very popular. We have restaurants here, you know, sushi pizza, and it's very popular for takeaway and to order home pizza and sushi. Yes, kind of international. But of course, we like Ukrainian food too. And what is the most traditional Ukrainian food? What is the main dish in Ukraine? This is what is the must-try food in Ukraine. When you come to Ukraine, what you will usually offered to try? Borscht, right? Borscht. Borscht. This is like, it's not soup, it's borscht, and it's made of everything that we grow in the garden: potatoes, onions, carrots, cabbage, and the main ingredient, this will be the beetroot, and this gives the color to the borscht. By the way, one of the videos on my channel is about how to cook borscht. So last year I was cooking borscht. So you can watch it and repeat. Describe Easter bread, please. Is it sweet or regular bread with icing? It is sweet. It is sweet, and you add as well some, how you call it, dried grapes. This is like raisins, yes? It's sweet, yes. It's the home should be
Easter
homemade. In Ukrainian, it sounds paska, this Easter bread.
Easter pasta.
Paska, yes.
Easter pasta.
Raisins, yeah. I think Darina, when she was when we were talking about borscht, Darina decided that she's hungry and she wants to eat. Okay, she's eating now.
Milk would be.
Okay, we are already 35 minutes live. 125 people, 130 people are watching, and now I will do something that each vlogger should do. Please hit the like button.
Що таке hit a like button?
Натиснути кнопку like, because this is something very important for the channel, and it will help our channel grow. The fact that I'm thinking about this means that I'm thinking about the future and I'm very optimistic and I plan to survive, to continue doing this YouTube. I plan to be happy. I plan to make the happy YouTube channel about Ukraine. And when things become normal again, I will be able to have shower every day again. And sleeping back in my bedroom with my husband and added videos for this YouTube channel about Ukraine, traveling around Ukraine, showing you how beautiful is this country and how we rebuild it, and inviting you to visit for the visit. Yes. So please help us to do this. Press the like button. And just to repeat that in the description, I left the link to my videos about Chernobyl. I don't know when will be the next time when I visit Chernobyl again, obviously after the war, after the victory. So right now, the most important thing for us is to win.
Win and drive to die.
Katya says that her dream is to drive to dacha. Dacha is our summer cottage, like summer house. The thing is that our summer house is near Borodyanka, and Borodyanka is very much damaged by the bombs, and we are not sure if our summer house survives. But we hope that dacha is fine, and we will come back over there. And but we have to wait at least till our daddy comes back home, right? Then the territory should be demined, and then we go to dacha. Maybe this will happen this year, maybe next year, we don't know. But even if dacha is ruined, this is only about, the money, and this can be replaced. The main thing is that we are alive, that we are not wounded. Everything else we will reconstruct even better than before. Yes, houses can be rebuilt. Давай, будь гарною дівчинкою, скажи пока-пока.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. My sweet baby.
What?
Darina already...
Ось такий бейбі хоче хапнути телефон.
Okay.
Хто хапав телефон?
So guys, thank you for your attention.
Please touch me mobile phone.
Thank you for your attention. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish us all
Peace! Peace! Peace!
peace.
Peace!
Yes.
Peace! Peace!
Thank you for your support. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Peace!
Goodbye.
Peace! 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 Peace!
Jack, I remember. Yeah, now I remember that you promised, everybody remembers. Jack said that after the war he will bring a garlic pizza with garlic parmesan sauce with roasted red peppers, mushrooms, and jalapeno peppers. Deal! Everybody now witness that Jack promised me a pizza. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Really pleasure to talk to you.
Peace!